We found that MB+M helped with our accounting and tax side even before we sold the farm, and then when it came time, they gave us a really good outlook on what we could do and how we could do it. Stopped us feeling daunted and overwhelmed and scared, because it's such a huge thing that we've got enough to see our future out. But we found them so accommodating, so knowledgeable, but not leaving our knowledge out of it. They included us, so we found that that was great. It gave us confidence to move forward.
My family selected the farm that we had in 1873, and then it's just been passed down through the generations. Yeah, I had 48 years on the farm in northeast Victoria, 48 croppings and 48 harvests.
Yeah, we did the lot, finished it all up.
Yeah. We were growing wheat and barley and oats when I first came home, and we also had sheep. Then once things progressed, we got into lupins, and then we tried fava beans and finished up with canola. I think the last year we cropped, we had wheat, canola, lupins and a few sheep.
We met Anthony.
He came out to the farm and had a look around, and he said, well, if you're going to retire, we'll have to set up a superannuation portfolio. Then we decided to sell the farm. So that was about the start of it.
We had some really big decisions. Leave the farm. Would we have enough money to see ourselves through? And giving us all the knowledge and the information about selling the farm and not passing it on, because none of our children were interested. So these were huge decisions that we had to make together. We found that MB+M gave us a lot of insight on how to do that. This is perhaps what you need to speak about. This is the sort of money you will need. If you want to travel, you will need this amount. They asked us what sort of life we wanted when we were retiring. That gave us confidence. They set out some ideas that showed us you would be okay financially, which, you don't know. You've got this farm and you turn over money and you think you're doing okay, but you forget that your land is worth money, and it's a way that we can invest it and still have a good life. You can look after your children and your grandchildren and be young enough to have time with them and still live a life you want. And they showed us that. And in simple terms that we understood. It wasn't all
mumbo jumbo.
Yeah. And if we didn't understand something, we'd say, oh, hang on, what does that mean? And they came back and told us what it meant in terms that we got. And they talked to us like we were important. So that was good. We weren't just a number that didn't matter.
I suppose the hardest part for us was working out how much per acre the farm was worth. That was the hardest part, and what the machinery was worth. And we came up with a bulk amount of money.
For them to work a plan.
To work a plan out, yes.
And we got it really wrong, but that doesn't matter.
Yes.
Miles and Anthony opened our eyes up to different things, like you can invest that money and be making as much off your investment without the workload than living the farm. So if you're starting to lose your passion for it, you still can be as financially viable as you are with good investment and good advice.
Miles lives in America, so he's got a fair idea of community. So yeah, local knowledge helps a fair bit these days.
Ian's biggest worry was there going to be enough money for our lives. They were able to, in a really kind way, show us that yes, we would be fine.
You've got to make sure you've got enough money for 30 years, because you don't want to go for 10 years and realise I've got to go on pension.
They did say you could do that too.
Yes.
They showed us a plan that if you didn't have enough money, they can help you and you're not left high and dry to sort it out yourself. You've always got a friendly voice on the end of the phone. It's been useful, but it's also been comforting. And I think you can't be content unless you're confident with who's helping you. We would recommend MB+M to other farmers considering selling because they put us at ease, they gave us confidence to move forward. Although they were our decisions, they gave us backup to know that what we were doing was correct for us. But it was also personalised. They took into account our circumstances. It was just about us. And because we're a few years in, like 2 years retired now, we've seen that it works. advice we've been given, and the kindness that we've been shown. And I think that's important because you're confused when you decide to sell. It's a huge decision, and then you find out, is it the right decision? Proof's in the pudding, isn't it?
That's right, yes.